How's it going? Patrick, Conservative Rap, and in this video we're going to be talking about the current domestic, geopolitical, financial, and in many cases moral and ethical issues facing this country and what we can do about them. All right? It is time we defund the LIBTARD commie schools, and it looks like Ukraine is about to use a colloquial phrase, come up off that minerals. It's some exciting things happening, so let's take a quick look. First from Breitbart, Trump, we might end Harvard grants entirely. They don't really need it, and they teach remedial math. So I'm going to quote Trump here. He was in an interview, and he mentioned that Harvard gets $4 or $5 billion a year from the U.S. government in the form of grants. They have 53 billion total, and yet they don't treat people right. They take foreign students, who knows where they come from, and who viciously hate our country. And I'm saying if we're going to give grant money, we want people in school that are going to love our country, not people that are going to hate our country. They run a bad operation out there, and we have to get to the bottom of it. I didn't realize Harvard was getting that much from the government. I spoke to someone who works at one of these major university systems recently, and she mentioned to me they're all sweating bullets, they're all worried, and she mentioned to me something interesting. She said, you know, you're the first person I spoke to in months who didn't call me with a problem. I don't know how you feel, there's a lot of people in our country can use that money much more than Harvard. I don't understand why they believe they can operate in some private way, yet use taxpayer funds to fund their critical race theory and a lot of these hyper radical ideals. It doesn't make any sense. If you ran a household, right, you wouldn't pay someone to be in your house and spew hatred that your home was founded on racism. It's just completely illogical. Let's move on. This is from the Liberty Daily. Kremlin reacts to mineral deal signing. Trump, quote unquote, Trump has broken the Zelensky regime. As you know, the landmark deal was passed earlier this week. I believe it was on Wednesday the announcement came up. Leave it to Trump to get deals done, but we're going to be getting minerals from Ukraine, which means if we're funding them and their operation, we have to see something out of it. I love how Trump ties the economic and the geopolitical together. It's, in my mind, brilliant. The Kremlin has said that what the newly signed minerals deal between Ukraine and Washington does is effectively force Kiev to pay for all future military aid. Trump has broken the Kiev regime to the point where they will have to pay the U.S. aid with mineral resources, says Medvedev, a former Russian president and current deputy chairman of Russia's Security Council. He stated this on Telegram, and it's completely logical. Why should we fund what appears to be a never-ending war where they're losing without some sort of recompense from them? Let's keep moving on here. From Overton News on X, Noon. Bessent announces move to make it insanely profitable to bring factories back to America. Full expensing for equipment and buildings. This could be a game changer. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent just revealed a massive new plan. Full expensing for American factories, making it easier and cheaper than ever for companies to bring manufacturing back home. Bessent said, one of the most powerful parts of President Trump's 2017 tax bill was full expensing of equipment. We're going to make that, as President Trump said in his speech to Congress, retroactive to January 20th. And now it's expanding. The other thing we're looking at is full expensing for factories. So bring your factory back, you can fully expense the equipment and the building. Bessent said they're combining this with deregulation, cheap energy, check this, deregulation, cheap energy, regulatory certainty, turning America into the greatest destination for domestic and foreign investments. Translation, and shout out to Overton News for this summation. Build in America, pay less taxes, win bigger. The manufacturing boom is just getting started. Guys, think about this. Tariffs, manufacturers coming back, decreased taxes. Think about the exponential and synergistic effect of all of these sort of economic pillars coming together and what the future means for us given this. It's highly exciting and more proof of, as we say all the time, the golden age. All right, so again, this is from Rasmussen poll on X. Stuff you never see in the legacy media, another mystery. How it started, and they're clipping from Fox News. This is they're reposting the U.S. Department of Labor. Thank you, POTUS. Manufacturing sector, this is in November 4th, 2024, sheds 78,000 jobs in the last 3 months. And now from April 22nd, foreign and domestic investments totaling over $5 trillion under Trump adds 451,000 jobs for Americans. So what are we looking at? Like a 6x differential in literally just less than 4 months of policy work. This is amazing. And moving on to the Department of Labor again. In his first 100 days, POTUS has delivered historic wins for American workers. He's added 345,000 jobs, secured $5.2 trillion in new investments, revitalized American manufacturing, expanded apprenticeship opportunities for skilled trade jobs of the future. In his first 100 days, President Trump has delivered historic wins for American workers. Awesome stuff. All right, and moving on, lastly from Newsmax, RFK will require all new vaccines to undergo placebo testing. I didn't realize this was not the case currently. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. intends to shift the way vaccines are tested, the Washington Post reported on Wednesday, citing a spokesperson from the HHS. The potential change would require all new vaccines to undergo placebo testing, a procedure in which some people receive the vaccine, others receive inert substance before the results are compared, the paper said. All new vaccines, quote, will undergo safety testing and placebo-controlled trials prior to licensure, a radical departure from past practices, an HHS spokesperson told the Washington Post. Again, this is fascinating. More to come, guys. I know it's a lot to keep up with. Trump is moving, again, at F-0 speed to make things happen. We have a lot to be happy about. Let's stay focused, let's stay prepared, and enter this golden age of prosperity. Feel free to like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment below, and check out ConservativeRap.com for more. Thanks and take care.